Hello everyone, this is going to be a great video. It's going to be segmented a little bit, but as you can see here, we're just looking at this fantastic show at the Gundam port in Yokohama. We were at that video, the video we've been working towards for the past 2 to 3 years. If you don't already know, I've been keeping a close eye on Gunpla Battle and how it could be brought to people in real life, and today we actually get footage from people in Japan. So I'm going to be making sure I show it on the Twitter pages so that you can see it with them credited, so I'm not just stealing their footage. Anyway, let's just jump straight into this because, oh god, it looks fantastic. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you this one. This is the most detailed one that I've seen. Make sure I got the page up properly. This one shows everything off in all its glory. I'm just going to mute it so that we don't get done for copyright here. But yeah, what you're seeing is gameplay after the Helios Gundam is scanned in. It then appears in engine, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm happy I was right, because this uses the same engine as New Gundam Breaker. And people are going to be like, wait a minute, how can you be sure of that? You'll see it in the movement, the assets, and just the animations in general. The gameplay is there. It's in a very basic state, but it's all New Gundam Breaker assets outside of your scanned mobile suit. You can just tell. The UI's changed slightly, as you can see here, but basically Gunpla Battle starts. It's a simulator. You have to destroy Zaku's and Dom's in this version. We've got characters coming up on screen talking to you. Everything else isn't scanned in. It's only the Helios Gundam here. And I think the weapons that are in are actually from the engine itself. They don't look like they're scanned in. This would make sense, you know, if it can't take custom stuff. But again, we'll just quickly check that out again just to show you. Yeah, this is the cutscene after it gets scanned in. I'll show you the scanning process in a moment, and then I'll show you a couple of other videos that are shown off with like custom RX-78, boss battle versus the Unicorn Gundam. So it's all pretty cool to see. What's interesting is people, like, I genuinely thought that they might be faking it until I saw the nub marks that are still left on the kit and 3D bits that have been scanned in that are clearly there on the model that are errors that are brought in from the scanning process, because originally I thought it might be that they were doing this very tricky way of doing it, or rather very sneaky way of doing it, by already having the 3D assets from New Gundam Breaker and then just taking the scan and mapping that as a texture onto the already existing assets that they had. But no, this is, especially with the Helios Gundam, because all the nubs that are still left on the model and then scanned in, and the way that the scan is in terms of quality, they're definitely scanning the model in. It's them being optimized heavily to be used in-engine, because they're using Unreal Engine 4 for this. That's where all their assets and their animations and everything are based, for those people familiar with New Gundam Breaker. And they're pulling that asset from the scanner into that engine, highly optimizing it so it can be used, and then putting that on the skeleton of already existing frames that are in-game so it can be animated really fast and quickly using the same assets from the previous game. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to mute that again. What we have in this video is we get to see an RX-78 that's been customized, scanned in. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with this frame that they've got. Of course, I'm going to link all of these videos to you in the description below so you can see them in higher resolution. I was just going to put them on full screen personally, but I thought, no, it might not be right because, you know, the creators might not like that. So instead, I'm going to try as hard as I can to credit these people that have gone and looked at this video footage. But yeah, as you can see, there's this giant robot arm that has a scanner on that scans the RX-78 from all sides. It then puts that into the system, loads it in, and then what we get is, after about a minute or so, it loads, it feeds that data into the engine, generates the model with the textures on and the materials, how it would look in real life, and then immediately you're just able to play. Which is fantastic. So there we go. It's in engine now. And if I remember rightly, this is the one, it's another part of the simulation where the player in question with the customized RX-78 gets to then fight against a bunch of Zaku's, if I remember rightly on this footage. You come out of the frame, the Archangel's in the background just for the sake of it. And then there we go, we jump into battle. We're at the port, and here we go, straight in with some combat. It automatically equips the shield and the rifle from New Gundam Breaker, and then yeah, we're versus Doms and Zaku's here again. But of course, this time it's a different environment. Oh, we've also got some other suits in here as well, loaded in from the game. I'd forgot about those ones. But yeah, the most impressive thing for me at the moment with this is just the scanning technology and being able to feed it into the previous engine. So here's the footage that I was on about previously with the unicorn. It's a little bit hard to see just because I'm putting the person's Twitter handle at the top here, but what you can see now as I scroll down is we get to see a giant boss battle versus the unicorn and the RX-78. I'm just going to leave it on for a little bit. It's about 15 seconds long. But yeah, we get to see the unicorn in destroy mode. It looks like it's in the same port level as before, so it looks like that entire mission then leads to this boss battle at the end. And for the final portion of the video here, as you can see, we're going through... I'm just going to scale myself down a little bit here. The magical powers of YouTube. So I'm just going to place myself here a little bit. What you can see is these seem to be scans of a lot of Gundams that have visited the Yokohama area and been scanned in. And we can see a lot of different versions. We've got like the entry grade. We've got the what looks like the F00 from the Gundam base that moves. We've got the high grade, the Helios obviously. But what caught my eye here was that there have been other customizations, not just like painting the head red. We've also got stuff like the Mars 4 Gundam, the Uravan, the Saturn 6, the Neptate. So I'm wondering what's going on with those and why they're getting scanned in. On some of the other photos, we actually get to see those actually laid out on a table, showing them being scanned in or getting ready to be scanned in. Not seen any footage of that yet, but it's really interesting to note that, you know, basically they've got them there ready to be scanned. We've also got one that looks like a fake unicorn here. It's an RX-78 painted up to look like a unicorn. And of course we've got the Helios again. I think this might be just a case of people doing slight colour variations and bringing similar stuff in, and then as they get scanned it takes like a photo of it and then uploads it to the website so you can see all the variations. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. There's a lot of different customized RX-78s at the moment, and obviously a lot of Helios Gundam. But yeah, I like this. I like where it's going at the moment. It's going to be interesting. I wonder whether they're going to improve on the new Gundam Breaker engine in future, because we all know what that game was like. You know, you either love it or you hate it, depending on whether you like Gundam Breaker 3. But more importantly, or rather the most important thing to focus on here is the fact that they've got scanning working. It works pretty well. What else are they going to allow people to scan in future, and where will this go? So I'll keep an eye on this, and I'll update you again when there's more footage, more information. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, share this around with people. Let's see what happens. I'll see you in the comments section down below. I read every comment and try and comment back to them if I can. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!